Hi, my name is Brian with Ace Appliance in Toledo, Ohio, and welcome back to another quality video from ApplianceVideo.com. For this repair, we're working on a Kenmore 800 series top load washer, and we're going to be replacing the temperature switch or the ATC switch. For this repair, we will need a putty knife and a pair of cutters. For this repair on our Kenmore 800 series top load washer, we're going to be replacing our temperature switch, which is our sensor switch, our automatic water level, and temperature switch. Alright, the first thing to do to replace our temperature switch is we're going to take the knob off of the switch. The knob will just pull straight off. We'll set that to the side. Next we have to open up the panel to get to the back side where our switch is mounted. To do that, there's going to be two spring clips located on each side of the panel here. You need something flat like a putty knife, or maybe you could even use a flathead screwdriver. Putty knife's going to be a little bit skinnier to get in there, works the best. We're just going to go in at the edge here, push it on the clip, and then pull up on the panel, and it will release this side also. And now that you have your panel released from the cabinet, you can just flip it up and over. It's on hinges, so it'll just flip up and over. And this is our switch here that we're going to be replacing. We're going to have a couple wire harnesses and our pressure hose connected to it, and it's going to be held in place just by a plastic tab clip. We're going to pull that in and rotate it out. The reason, the problem we were having with this washer is it would not fill with any water. It would go into the spin cycle and spin the clothes, spin the basket, but it just wouldn't fill with any water. So when we to test this, we checked for voltage at our switch here. Basically, our voltage runs first through the timer when you select a cycle, or select a cycle for it to fill with water. Then power goes from the timer over to our temperature switch here, and our white and our purple wire up here is going to be our hot and our neutral. And we had 100. I checked voltage there with our digital multimeter. So from purple to white, we had 120 volts when I would pull the timer out, and 120 volts would go away when we pushed the timer in or turned the cycle off. So we had power to the switch, and then down here from our then we have power that would this sends our power from the switch. It sends power to our inlet valve to open and close our hot and cold valves, and the wiring for that was our yellow red to our brown red wire, and also our blue black wire at the top of the Molex connector here. So the blue wire with the black tracer was our common, and then our hot and cold, the hot was the can't remember which one was which, but one either the yellow with the red tracer was one of our valves, and our brown or our tan wire with the red tracer was our other valve, so our hot and cold valves. So either one to our blue with black tracer, we should be getting 120 volts being sent to that, being sent to our inlet valve. So we just weren't getting 120 volts from our switch to our inlet valves. So the switch was bad in the fact that it just wasn't sending voltage to our valves to fill the washer with water. So the first thing we'll take off is our pressure hose. We're just going to pull straight off for you. And next is our wiring harnesses. The top one's just going to pull straight out. The bottom white one has a little tab on the left side. We're going to push it on the tab while we grab it and pull it straight out. Now that we got everything disconnected, there's a tab on the right side. You're going to push in on the tab and rotate the switch to about this position here, so kind of 45 degrees, not a full 90-degree rotation, and you'll be able to pull the switch out. You can see the 4 tabs here that lock into the cabinet here. So when you're getting the tabs to each corner of this square, and then that's where you can remove it. And then when you lock it in, it locks in, and the tab here locks into the control panel. So we'll go ahead and put our new switch in. You want to make sure you get the tab towards the right side and put on that 45 degree tilt. Make sure it goes inside of the panel there. Rotate it to the right. It'll snap in place, and just make sure it's not loose and it's snapped into the right position. And we can go ahead and reconnect our wire harnesses. Make sure that the tab locks in place. You got it pushed in all the way. And also our pressure hose. You want to make sure that gets a good tight connection so that you're not the air pressure is not escaping around there. And it's not getting the greatest connection there, so I'm just going to cut you can see the tip of it where it's been sitting on the old switch is just a little bit bigger than the rest of the hose, so we're going to cut that section of the hose off. We got some slack to do that. We got some slack on the hose, so we can just cut that little section off so we get a better connection that doesn't give us any issues later on. And now that nice tight connection there. Now we can go ahead and flip our control panel back down, make sure everything's connected. And we're going to be lining up this tab and this tab on each side into the two holes of the cabinet here. We're going to be lining up our tabs of our control panel here and here into the holes of the cabinet here and here, and our spring clamps are we're going to press it down in place and they're going to snap into the front holes here. So we'll swing it down and line up our rear two tabs first. And you can push down and snap it into place. Now we can plug in our washer, or I'm sorry, actually we can put our knob back on. The knob's grooved or tabbed, so it can only fit on one way to the shaft here of the switch. So we'll put that back on, and we can plug our washer in and see if it fills with water. And the washer is now filling with water. It wouldn't fill with water before because our temperature switch was broken. And if we open the lid on this model, the water is going to stop, but it is definitely filling with water, so that will complete our repair. Alright, for this repair, we replaced our temperature switch on our Kenmore 800 series top load washer because it was not filling with water.
Thank you for watching another quality video from ApplianceVideo.com.